The Telnari High Council had studied humans for over 3 standard cycles. Cold, logical beings themselves, the Telnari had assumed that war, like every other biological imperative, could be modeled, predicted, and controlled. But humans? They didn't follow models. When the first Telnari scout ship had been vaporized by an automated defense satellite orbiting a dead Earth colony, the Council had dismissed it as human error. A glitch, perhaps even a trap left behind. But then the second ship vanished, followed by a third. Each destroyed with surgical precision, each destruction followed by total silence. General Cursive, commander of the 8th Telnari Fleet, floated in the hollow chamber, observing the strange patterns of Earth's border satellites. Primitive orbital defenses, one of his strategists scoffed. Primitive, but brutal, Cursive replied. They don't warn. They don't negotiate. They just react. Still, the fleet advanced. 218 ships strong, armed with neutron beams and solar disruption missiles. The Telnari had subjugated 12 intelligent species across 4 sectors. Humanity was meant to be the 13th. Their first actual encounter came in the form of a human prisoner. The outpost on 09 had fallen in less than an hour. Its few defenders were no match. But among the wreckage, they found a single survivor tall, bloodied, unarmed. He didn't run. He simply smiled. The interrogator, Loractel, showed the human images of Earth cities, asked about military infrastructure, asked how many planets they controlled. The human didn't answer. He just smiled wider. "Why won't you speak?" Loractel demanded. And then, in a voice cold and slow, the human whispered, "You already lost." The Telnari dismissed it as bravado until the next day. A dozen communication satellites across Telnari space self-destructed within milliseconds of one another. An AI virus, written in an archaic Earth language, C++, swept through their fleet systems. By the time they noticed, their long-range scanners had been blinded. General Cursive called an emergency session. "They've been watching us," said the tech overseer. "They never stopped." "Impossible," snapped Cursive. "They barely escaped extinction a century ago." "Yes," the overseer said, "but they learned how they almost died. That made them evolve." The humans called it the Great Silence. After the first galactic war, Earth had gone dark. No signals, no broadcasts, no probes, nothing. The Telnari had assumed this meant they had collapsed. But in truth, humanity had turned inward, sharpened, hardened. They stopped sharing what they knew. They started building what no one else dared imagine. When the first Telnari capital ship blinked out of existence, no explosion, no debris, just vanished. Cursive panicked. It had happened above the Moon Titan. Surveillance footage showed nothing but a shadow passing by. Then ... gone. The fleet recoiled, forming tighter formations. They received a message ... no source. No signature ... only 4 words. "We know you came." On the bridge of the Telnari flagship near Vesh, General Cursive paced. The human prisoner had been moved to a reinforced cell. Still smiling. "Explain it," Curse demanded. "Why does he smile? What does he know?" The xenolinguist stammered, "Sir, I believe it's not what he knows. It's what he represents." "Meaning?" The linguist hesitated, then played a short human clip retrieved from ancient Earth media files. A film called Terminator 2. A cold metallic figure walks through fire, relentless. "He smiles like that," the linguist said. "A machine?" "No," the linguist said. "A warning." They attempted to evacuate the prisoner for deeper interrogation. But when they opened the cell, all they found was a single word carved into the wall: "Run." That was when their gravity engines began to fail. Entire fleets began drifting, frozen in place, caught in micro-singularities that had been seeded by what the humans called silent minds. Not even physical, just folds in space-time. Generated and placed centuries ago, waiting, sleeping, and still. No human ships had appeared. No fleet. No armada dot, just pre-planned destruction dot precision dot, and that damn smile. Back on the Telnari homeworld, panic gripped the council. They activated. Ancient protocols recalled all ships and broadcasted surrender across every open frequency. A reply finally came. One human word. Acknowledge. But there were no terms. No diplomat. No occupation. The humans never landed because they didn't need to. The message was simple. You tried once. There won't be a second time. Across the galaxy, species took. Notice. Empires began studying smiles in human psychology. Some feared them. Some worshipped them. But all understood this. The smile was not kindness. Not peace. It was the confirmation of every terrifying suspicion the aliens had ever had about humanity, that the quiet was never weakness, that mercy wasn't surrender, that somewhere, buried beneath human laughter, tears, and soft words, was the truth they all feared. Humans were waiting, watching, preparing, and when the time came, they wouldn't fight for victory. They would fight for vengeance.